All right, I'm recording.
Gucci the fuck out.
I put on your.
You think I give a fuck if you're recording?
Oh,
Not
shit.
in this suit.
Actually, welcome to the Broski Doodles podcast. It's your boy Kiko Flo, Kiko Cervantes in the house. Movie review with the crew. I want you to catch that GG, that Gucci in the middle with that belt. That shit be real. You think Big John is buying fake shit at the fucking flea market? Of course not.
Probably.
Most of his things. But not this one. This is real
Not
because
this
today we're talking about the realness. Today we're talking about, you know, people look at us and they think that Broski Doodles don't got that swag, don't got the style, don't got the brand shit. Come on, that designer, bro. It's House of Gucci today. Movie review with the crew. We got that Lady Gaga. We got that Jared Leto. We got, who else is there? Al Pacino.
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. The guy that looks weird as fuck and he's in every movie.
Banging everybody. In every movie,
He's like,
he's a
how's-
poppy and banging.
He's banging everybody with a big ass, what's that called here? That second nose.
Adam's apple.
That throat nose. That motherfucker be banging. It's the house of the Gucci. It's the house of the Gucci. How you guys feeling today? I love the commitment. I love the style. Let me start with you, Big John. What are you wearing over there? What design are you in?
This chain is the Gucci. This shirt Gucci. My beard Gucci. These headphones is are Gucci. This cup is Gucci. This White Claw is Gucci.
And Adrian, I mean, try to put me here on context because it almost feels like you're about to sell me a new NFT on a boat in Palm Beach.
This is my tennis playing outfit. I go to sleep in this. I wake up in this. I go play tennis in this. This is just me, man.
This is just
This is
me.
me out there.
This is me on a regular day. Damn, dude. The Clorox you use on that shit is white as hell. That's how you know this motherfucker don't play, son.
It's whiter than his neighborhood.
Okay? You ain't which is really not white at all. Very diversified. You could say Miami has gotten, quite the melting pot in the last 20 years. What are you drinking? Oh, the White Claw. The White Claw. The White Claw.
by Gucci.
The Gucci.
White Claw by Gucci.
This liquor is original. It comes from the motherland. All right, let's get right to it. Because I don't want people like getting annoyed at us talking shit. I don't know if you guys saw the other day. There was a comment on Dune movie. Some guy put like, "This is you guys are the slowest that I've ever seen. You guys talk for a whole 30 minutes without saying shit, without doing nothing. You guys are the masters of not saying anything." And
I'm not saying shit.
yeah. I was like, damn, bro. That was the day that John. Bro, that's the day that John brought the fucking, John always, the outfit with the fucking things out of his nose. Yeah. Like you would think this, but hey, we take the feedback from everybody and then we decide if we discard it or not.
I'm a little let down though. I thought that's what the fans came for.
So then let's do it fast. All right, that's it. Review the movie. 1 through 10. Let's do it.
No. But of course, we respect everybody's feedback. The tone in this guy wasn't the nicest, but we'll take it into account. We will have a little shit talking because that's why the Broski Doodles are here. That's why they come. They want to hear about the movie, but they also want to hear about the camaraderie. How about the cinematography? So that's what
We make it the magic. The three of us, we make magic.
We make it the magic. We connect the penis, and then it makes that triangle. No, okay. Hey, but it's like, yeah, you do you, Kiko. You know what I mean? No, but House of Gucci. Let's start with this. This one I saw a few weeks back, so it's a lot fresher on you guys. So open it up. What you guys thought of the movie in general, and then if you want to hit on the specifics, let's open that up.
I thought the movie was all right. Not amazing, not bad. I felt like it could have been better shot as a TV show, as opposed to a movie. A lot of the progression in the movie was kind of rushed, in my opinion. felt like with a show could have built the character development, the story development, instead of just going from one thing to the next. Seems like they just wanted to show you what happened within the world of Gucci and do it quickly.
In like 20 minutes, the girl is born and then is already like a teenager. Like what the fuck? Like the daughter of Mauricio and Patricia. Like it's so cool. Like it's so quick. The rushing of like the progression of time. Like
is Mauricio and Patricia the father of Lady Gaga?
No, Patricia is Lady Gaga and Mauricio is Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that they have it like a child and whatever.
Yeah, they have it like a child.
They have it like a child.
He looking like a boy. We're gonna be talking like this. I mean, this show is about that. Yeah, you are right. Actually, Adrian, that was a good point because I didn't notice what you were saying that this could have been a good series, and most of the time that is not the case because movies, I think, tend to condense things more. But here, you are right. I think it was worth like a 1-season series of maybe 6 episodes, right? And one thing going, piggyback riding on your comment, I felt like they could have explained things a little bit more, but also, don't you feel like they should have explained like the origins of Gucci? Like that would have been some great starting scenes because they jump right to them already being who they are. And I don't really know, how they created the Gucci. They show once a little bit of like, oh, this is where we get our leather from. We have all this cattle, that special cattle from, the region, which I believe is like northern Italy, right? Because that's like where the fashion things.
Tuscany, right?
Tuscany, Toscani. And I don't know. I thought that could have been like a really nice scene. And in many of these movies that are biographical tend to show like a nice little opening scene where they show like the origins of the thing.
Yeah, it would have been cool to have an origin story. They do just jump right into it, and I guess the highlight of the movie is just the leading up to what happened to Patricio Gucci.
Mauricio,
Patricio, whatever.
No, Patricia Reggiani and Maurizio Gucci.
Maurizio. Adding a bunch of letters in there.
Okay. So and I mean, and it's a pretty like a pretty shitty job, right? That the killers did, right? Like the hitman. Like it was pretty shady. It was like, let's grab the 2 crackheads, from the town and.
Yo, speak about getting the best advice from the ultimate cat lady. That's like a psychic. Like,
oh my god, dude. Yeah. And her whole life too. It wasn't just like she called in once and let it go. They became best friends, and it's like her mentor.
Her mentor. Like, this is really the person you want to follow right now. Do you see where she's living?
Yeah. And I mean, and was the motive of killing Mauricio simply because he left her, right? And she's like, she wanted to be in the limelight, or
did it really feel like a Gucci movie, or did it feel like a Patricia Reggiani movie? Like, because it felt more like it was centered around her and her involvement and how like everything that she was involved in affected the House of Gucci, even though there were some like business dealings, but very sparse amongst that. But it was mostly like the influence and the effect of Patricia on the House of Gucci. That's what I felt. That's what I felt like with the movie. Like the protagonist was Patricia almost.
Yeah, I think it's more of a story of her, especially given the fact that they don't have an origin story for Gucci. So you didn't feel that connected with them. And also in the movie, it's supposed to be like in the 70s or 80s, right? And I guess because I don't know, and I'm not a Gucci guy yet, the Broski Doodles haven't gotten to that point yet. We're still looking for those sponsorships, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
I got to return this after this episode.
Yeah. Macy's, 30-day guaranteed return policy. So
this is the tag.
No, but that I don't know how big they were in the 70s and 80s. I mean, I think they were maybe already as big as they are now.
Nah, now they're bigger because once that guy took over, then they pushed it to another level and became billionaires.
Yeah, I was like, Tom Ford, what the fuck? This is where this guy started?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool,
Mhm.
learning about that sort of thing. But yeah, it would have been better if they would have made it longer and really had an origin story and showing how Al Pacino came up, because his involvement in the movie wasn't that big.
At all.
Yeah, and they don't really explain what's the conflict between the two brothers, right? Al Pacino and the main Gucci guy,
Rodolfo.
Rodolfo.
Yeah, yeah, they don't really go into it, just saying that they had some.
It's like one wants to be
issues.
more straightforward, the other one's a little more like but they don't really explain.
And they
I
have
don't know.
this guy has the eccentric son.
Oh, fucking
I have
Jared
a creative
Leto.
vision for the company. No one believes in my
Paolo.
designs, but they're
Paolo,
beautiful.
you're an idiot, but you're my idiot.
Come here, my little Rita.
Bro, that was the best. It was definitely over exaggerated, right? Like,
Right? Yeah, that was one of my notes, that they completely took this guy and made him a cartoon version of himself.
the creativity I have is insane.
Hey, is this your suit that you designed? Oh, let me piss on it.
And then he dies. Oh man.
Yeah.
I really like, that's one of the scenes where I felt the most with Al Pacino coming home from prison and then realizing that Paolo had sold his share. And he's like screaming, "No, no!" like I felt Al Pacino's like, "God damn, this fucking idiot."
And then it almost felt like that scene from Gladiator where the emperor gets
The
killed
son?
by his son Joaquin Phoenix, right? He's like, your failings as a son are my failings as a father. And it was almost like the same there, where
Like
he sort of accepts the facts, like, oh fuck, yeah,
You're my idiot.
you're my idiot. Papa, I do the creativity.
It's beautiful. You just don't see it. You're old. You're old-fashioned.
We need
Bro.
that the money.
Adam Driver's dad shits on him pretty bad.
Oof.
when he goes and wants to like start an alliance and like get closer to him, and he takes out all of his paintings.
Uh-huh.
Have you shown this to anyone? Good. Don't. They're a piece of shit. As a matter of fact, kill yourself.
Papa, you don't mean that.
A simple no would have been fine. Like, no, this sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, you're the pinnacle of mediocrity. What?
You're at the height of shit. I cannot even believe it. You came from my own gene pool.
he just called him the smartest retard.
Yeah, dude. What did he say? Because he did say something like, "No, like you're still good, but I don't know."
No, he didn't say good. No,
Oh, no,
he said that this is the best, but the best mediocre, or like the best of the worst, basically. Like some people have talent.
He said something like when you see something that has talent, you see it right away, and then, but many people, I don't remember the line, but it was like
some people don't know how talented they are unless somebody else like takes a look. But other people that don't know that they're not talented like to show off or like to flaunt their pieces of art, but in actuality they're just pieces of shit. Like,
oh shit!
And he told him, you belong to this group.
You belong to the selected group of delusionals that think they're amazing and they keep showing their art to everybody.
Now let me piggyback on that. When he actually had the fashion show, where like, oh yeah, he like they gave him his own line to do whatever, and then they did that, and I saw the fashion that he had. That was horrible. Like that was like I felt like throwing up when I saw the clothing that he had designed on the runway. I'm like, oh shit, no wonder.
Brown with pastels. Idiot.
What a beautiful man would put this in the delicate skin. Are you crazy? Papa, you don't understand. It's the new era.
Oh man.
Lady Gaga, every time I see her in a movie, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't know how to act. Am I being shitty, or or do you guys feel that, or was it all right?
You feel like you're being biased? I mean, I personally liked her. I liked hating her a lot.
Okay.
Her character?
Yeah, like her character. Like, I liked hating the character that she did. As far as like all the things that she was doing, like I was like, was it ever, like, I try to backtrack, was there ever actually an actual interest, or was it just trying to achieve this, be a Gucci from the get?
Yeah, she really wanted to be Gucci. She thought
Yeah,
that it was
right?
her name for real. I don't know how many times they put her in her place. Like, you're not even part of the family. You married into it, you whore.
Yeah, it was sort of like the royal family. I recently saw that movie Spencer, which was in the Oscar too. That Princess Diana movie. And it was, you see a lot of similarities in it, where it's like, you can marry one of us, but that don't make you royal. Yeah. You're royal adjacent,
Jason.
So then going back to Kiko's point, you did like her performance, John? Because she got you like in the feels.
If she got me to hate her, I feel like she did a good enough job where, like, her performance as Patricia was believable. I did like her. I don't feel like I didn't like her acting. It didn't feel forced. It felt like it could be like that.
Yeah, she could have done away with the stupid fucking accent, but
well, this is the thing, right? Let's get to that part, because the movie, right, does this thing which is very American, and which I'm okay with, because I prefer to have it in English then. But like, what do you guys think of this phenomenon, right, where they grab a movie and they make them speak like the accent of what the movie is, but it's like American English with their accent, right? They did this with Chernobyl too, where they put up English but with a Russian accent, right? And in this case, they make it, they're English but with Italian accent. And don't you find it? I mean, it works for me, right? But don't you find it that if you sort of think about it too hard, you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this is totally ridiculous. This is not how they speak in the Tuscany, Mauricio, passe de parmesano.
yeah, it's almost comical.
I think Paolo very often, in trying to do the accent, came off as like Christopher Walken, like for like a little, like two or three words that he would say. It would sound like, like Christopher Walken's kind of like tone if you go back to it.
I know exactly what Christopher Walken you're talking about. Hey, yes. It's a yes.
Like, that was Paolo for like 2 or 3 words. It wasn't the whole time. And you gotta give it up to Jared Leto. I could not tell that it was Jared Leto at all.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Who is he in the movie?
He's Paolo.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, you can't.
I didn't even know.
You don't know.
You can't plan that. You can't plan that. That's a Broski Doodles live.
Yeah, you don't know. That's Jared Leto, Paolo.
Yo, Jared Leto is a fucking beast.
He can act.
And even though I really feel the character was a little bit out of place, unless you told me, no, that's how that motherfucker was, then, but it did feel like he tried to, but it just, I don't, it doesn't bother me, because he just makes me, like, lets me know, okay, that's, Jared Leto can do that. He can do whatever the fuck. But yeah, I mean, the movie is weird because you have that Italian accent, but you have to sort of suspend your belief on that part, and then it all goes smoothly. But it is funny how, like, it's like, no, say it in English, but put an Italian accent so they think they're Italian. like we'll trick them. Like that's enough to trick them. Like.
Adam Driver has some pretty good range. We saw the movie, the Last
Power of the Dog.
Oh, I didn't see Power of the Dog.
The Last Duel.
Last Duel.
The Last Duel, and how he changed from that character to this one, and you could feel it. Like, he has
fucking Kylo Ren
and Kylo Ren. Imagine. I feel like he's a lot like he carried the film to a certain extent. And also, I mean, Al Pacino, but just him being there, just his presence is enough.
I guess they
didn't
put
you
him in
feel?
because of like Godfather, because he has Italian movies, and they're like, hey,
Yeah.
well,
It's funny because his character was very much Al Pacino like. Like it was almost like that was Al Pacino. Like, hey, come here.
That's how he normally acts, just like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
we just
You're
need you
out
to
of
live.
order. Yeah.
just live."
Adam Driver, I don't know. He's not my favorite. For some reason, I find his acting very, like, dull. And in this movie, I don't know if, again, because these biographical movies, you can't really trash on them for a character if that was how the character was. But I was like, why doesn't this guy talk more? Like, say shit. Like, like when he ends up sort of turning against Lady Gaga, it feels a little sudden. Like, yeah, she just comes and he's like, oh, no, you're not part of this anymore. It was like, don't you have a kid with this lady? It's not like some, as much as I can hate Lady Gaga's character, but he never really expressed things. So you never really got in his head. I never really understood what was his, he didn't want to go with the family business, but then he doesn't really explain or express,
This is where I
cheated
feel
on
like,
by her. Sorry, go ahead, John.
sorry, no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Ugh. This is where the whole thing with Fury talking about it being rushed, it comes into play. Like so much happens in such a little span of time that years, like from the point in time where they go get like a divorce or things start going downhill to the point where she's at the door doing that, years have passed. So like you don't know exactly what is going through his mind. I feel like all he wanted to do was be a lawyer, and then she, in wanting to all this Gucci stuff, kind of forced them or thrust them into this position. And then when she's like, "Oh, I didn't know that I married a monster," and he's like, "No, you married the Gucci. You created the monster. You married the Gucci."
with greater power comes a greater responsibility.
Well, I think little by little she was messing with him, and like the things that she was doing was taking a toll on him until he finally snapped when she went off on him, calling him a piece of shit.
I mean,
You're a good for nothing piece of shit. You can't run this company. You need me. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, you're done. You're done here." Who do you think snitched on him when he was chased out of Italy to go to Switzerland? You think it was her or it was his boy?
the Domenico.
It was him?
Yeah, because like she's not gonna snitch on herself that she forged the signature, because clearly that signature was forged by her.
Well, it would land on Mauricio. He would be fucked, and then she'd take over. I think. I don't know if that was her.
But then wouldn't they just take the whole thing? Wouldn't they just take everything? Why would she want to have the police there doing all that bullshit? And the only person that saw that it was unsigned was Domenico.
Right, who was like the lawyer, right?
Yeah, the family lawyer or something
The
like
family
that.
lawyer. Yeah, because it was him. Obviously, he's the only one that knew. She tried to play it off like, hey, it's all cool. But he's like, nah, I need to get my cut too, bitch.
That shit mine now, bitch.
I sucked that old man's dick my whole life. You didn't see that part, right?
And he didn't leave me nothing in the will, motherfucker. I'm gonna go get mine. But yeah, Dominic, I mean, for the most part, she was like really like she was edging him on to do things to go against his family, to double cross everybody and all that stuff. And like eventually it got to the point where like he realized that she was kind of using him, like, or using his name to for status. Like when the uncle would offer him a job, she's like, "Yeah, we accept it." I'm like, and he's like, "Well, I mean, I'm gonna think about it." No, you're gonna go to that job, and like the whole argument ensued. Like she was basically deciding his life for him without him really doing anything. and saying that he didn't want none of that, but she forced him into it.
So the dad was right all along. He shouldn't have married her. Truck driver's daughter.
Yeah,
She
I mean,
had no part of being part of the Gucci family.
for all these situations where you have a very conservative, borderline racist father that says that's not the person for you. In this case, he was right.
I wouldn't say racist, but I'd say classist.
Classist,
sure.
yeah, this discriminatory
towards people of a inferior class. Or
she came out of jail a few years ago.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Patricia, if you want to come to the procedure, we could talk about the minutia. Imagine we invited to the prosecutor, she accepts because she obviously recognizes the reach that we can give, and then when she's in the podcast, she literally speaks like that, like, "Hello, guys, I want to do at the prosecutor." You're like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, this is how we speak it in the Tuscany."
Patricia, I'm a big fan of your work.
Do I agree with the killing? No, but do what you gotta do.
Could you have done a better strategy, maybe? Maybe do not hire the village retards, maybe?
Maybe not. Don't get your advice from a psychic.
Maybe you rethink that in your next life.
Oh my God.
She really hired the village idiots.
But she wasn't even like poor or anything. She came from like a middle class family where her dad has some sort of truck company or some shit. But she just wanted the highest of the things, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Because she wasn't like coming from poverty.
No, definitely not poverty.
I would say like upper middle class in Italy.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
I don't know. It looked like he had a pretty solid company that was running.
Yeah, I think what John is saying not to is more the educational class, right?
Well, that's one. Remember, she said that. Oh, I don't like to read. Like, what are you doing at the library? What book are you reading? No,
what are words? What is a sentence?
What do you do with that thing?
No, but okay. So I think because I think that the dad was, I mean, obviously not Gucci status, but he had money because, you know, middle class. But I think that they weren't as refined, right?
That also plays into the effect of like how back in the day, even back in the day, people wouldn't like to read or educate themselves, but they would know who Gucci is. It's like now how like you don't know your times tables or your quadratic formula, but you know who Ariana Grande is or something like that. You know, like
shit.
Like
very grande. No, but yeah, so you think even then, because when we think of the 70s, right, I, at least myself, tend to think of like this era where people were more, for some, not refined, but more like pure, you know, not filled with this social media bullshit. But even then, there had to be basic ass people that like, oh, Gucci, and then there were really basic people that didn't even, I guess, you know, that existed as well.
Man, in Italy, I'm sure Gucci was huge. You live right next door to the guy who's shipping products all over the world. You're gonna know who the hell.
Because even though they're much bigger today, when the movie takes place, which is, when does this take place? Is it in the 90s?
The 70s. 70s they meet, 80s they start getting incorporated, and then the 90s they take over. Well, I mean, late 80s.
Like, when does the murder take place? In the 90s,
95,
right? 95, okay. Because what I'm saying is, I mean, in 95, like, Gucci's already established. Like, even in the 70s, like, Hollywood actors are wearing Gucci, right?
So, in 1921, Gucci's first stores opened in Florence. This movie took place in 78. So, yeah, Gucci had already been... Yeah, a huge deal.
Yeah, because you can tell when they go to New York to visit Al Pacino, you know, and the store that they have in New York, you can already tell they're like huge, you know, store in New York.
There's a guy in the family that's called Gucci or Gucci.
Gucci or Gucci.
I'm pretty sure for Italian, standards, that's like pretty ghetto to do.
He was the founder of Gucci.
Nah, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, he don't play around.
That's like John Johnson or something like
He's Gucci or Gucci do Gucci. I love it. All right, so before I get to this final score for this movie, how do you guys feel about designer clothes?
Man, if you got the money for it, I don't see why not. Some of the times I think it's just hype and some shit's just ugly as fuck. Like that, there's certain like Gucci prints that I don't like. It's like the brown everywhere. I don't really care for it, but sometimes it looks nice.
Would you like, when the Brusky Doodles blow up and we get them sponsorships and shit? Would you guys see yourself as like, I'll get me something at least? Or you like, no, fuck, I'm getting a lot of shit. Or like, I'll just get a wallet. I think a Gucci wallet would be, pretty nice. Poke it out in Dandy Bear when I'm about to pay. It was good.
Damn, dude. I don't know. Depends how good I got it, It is an unnecessary expense, but having that one thing that just like shows that you know what's up is nice. I like polo.
Okay. So polo, talk to your PR people.
KIKO's Tommy gang.
Tommy gang, bro, was goody. And John, how do you feel about designer clothes? I mean, let me preface it by saying I think John is one of the in the group. He's the most fashion-esque. He's always in the vanguard of fashion. So how do you feel about that?
La haute couture, yeah, definitely. I would love to have a Gucci fit, like an ensemble.
I knew it. You have the whole thing, like
the head to toe Gucci for sure. But is it realistic? Like money wise, not right now. Maybe in the future.
No, but we're talking about
have like a whole closet.
When we got it good, that's something that you like enjoy having,
and sure.
And some nice ass chains too.
Oof, 2 chains,
one bracelet.
A Gucci shirt, the jacket, the
Yves Saint Laurent glasses. I think Gucci make glasses too these days, right?
Yeah, I have a pair of like I was literally looking for that for like a good 20 minutes. I have a pair of Gucci sunglasses too, but I can't find them.
Okay. Well, it's real then. It's real with John. He don't fuck around.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a fashion guy, but I respect everyone and their dealings. I'll give this movie. I'll tell you, this movie, I didn't think it was amazing, but I think it was worth watching. I think they could have made it a bit. I think there was a room for a better, not just a movie like you said, Adrian, a series, like a 6-episode series. I would have added, show me the origin of the company. You could have done that in a 15-minute, sequence, where you show the guy killing the cow using the leather. It's like, oh, this is the Gucci. I'm Gucci. I got the Gucci, and he sells it. And then and then he takes you now to the present, 1970s. They're already an empire. Besides that, I think it was a decent movie. I think the cinematography was really good, showing Italy. Italy, is beautiful in itself. But yeah, like all the costume things, like to the era, all that shit was pretty nice. I would give it, out of 10, I would give it a 6.5.
That sounds fair.
I remember that scene that was, to me, it was like, oh, when they're on the boat together for like the first time, they get like on a boat and they go out into like a lake or something. Mm. And then like she has like her jacket and she's like folding it up and she puts it on the ground. I'm like, is this girl about to blow this guy? Like why is she putting? And they just going for the kiss. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember now. I also thought like, is this actually gonna get that Gucci? And I thought that was pretty Gucci. If you did that, that would have been pretty Gucci.
Hey, that would have been Gucci as fuck.
She was about that. Because on the drive home, I think it was one drive that she's like, I got you. She went down on
to New York.
Yeah. I got.
Yeah, you could tell she was
Gucci. Gucci material.
Like, let's just say if she was born in South Florida, she's from Hialeah. You know what I mean? Like, she got it.
Ooh.
She moved like that.
Does she work at Tootsie's or BT's?
She's working up to it. She's working up to
Should
it.
definitely be OnlyFans these days.
Oof.
Let's check her out. How does she look these days?
She's old. She's like in her 80s. 80s, just getting out of jail.
Share your screen if you see her, if you have her. We'll take a look, a quick look. I think she has a lot of operations.
Patricia.
Reggiani, right, bro? Reggiani is like a cheese. She's definitely
Reggiani.
Reggiani, bro.
Look.
Reggiani. That's like a
That's
big
Mauricio?
name. No, that's Patricia.
Oh, who are you looking for?
Yeah.
No, that's her.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her.
Let's see
And
a
that
picture
was-
of both of them.
And
Hey,
that was
you know-
Mauricio.
Lady Gaga
Okay.
it was pretty good lookalike, dude.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes Lady Gaga I think is so fucking attractive, and then other times I'm like, you look like a completely different human.
Get away from my dick.
Like over here?
like
Like
this.
there.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Oh
that,
my goodness.
that looks sus.
She does look sus, and then other times like, okay. Other times she looks like that. I'm like, all right, I don't know who you are.
I mean,
don't
she
know what
was.
you are.
I think they did an honest depiction of how she looked with Lady Gaga's character because she didn't look hot as hell, but she wasn't ugly type shit. She was aight. Well, she's out now. That's Patricio. He does look like Adam Driver.
Yeah, just tall, lanky motherfucker.
Yeah. No, she was beautiful.
She's got her little Michael Jackson vibe. Here.
You know who she looks like that? She looks like the Kardashians' mom.
But
Yeah, true.
I can see where the guy was saying that she looks like Elizabeth Taylor.
True. Damn. Isn't it weird how Lady Gaga there looks like
Lady Gaga.
No, the guy that she played, guy from Hangover.
Bradley Cooper?
She kind of looks like Bradley Cooper. Weird.
Bro, she looks different every shot.
All right, well,
I need an espresso. I just cannot deal. I need an espresso right now.
if
So
Patricia is down for the Broscuduros and has anything else that she feels wasn't depicted in the movie, let us know. Broscuduros podcasts are open here. We are very pro Italian. We're pro fashion. John has already some Gucci things with him. Adrian, well, he's more on the polo side. More of the West Palm Beach fuckboy. And and me, I just have a few shirts that they have been gifted to me throughout the years, and I just reuse them and recycle them. Thank you guys for joining us today in the Broski Doodles podcast. I hope you liked the show. If you haven't seen the movie, watch it. It's not like we spoiled it for you. And thank you for tuning in again this week. Love you guys. Take care. Peace.